I'm Abby Moran. I am a sophomore, double major in physics and applied math with a minor in astrophysics. And I'm running for vice president along with Niko for president. And one of our things that we've kind of talked about a lot is that some people are saying, I don't know if I want to vote for two math majors. That's a little odd. That's not what we're used to. But we're also kind of leaning into that because I think we've seen what USG does when it has one type of candidate, right? The poli-sci kind of leader, the one who's a career politician and is angling that way for their career. But we just want to drive home that we are not doing this for our resumes. We're not doing this to climb some kind of political ladder. We're just here to help.
Yeah, my name's Niko Xenophontos. I'm also a sophomore. I am also a double major. I'm mathematics, sociology, which is a really weird combo. I know the best way I can explain it is that my mom really likes math and I really like sociology. I won't go much more into it other than that. Got an email about the intent to run form, and like some things you just kind of can't explain why you do them. And I saw the email and I was like, okay. So Abby has been my friend since like freshman year. And me and Abby are very kind of different. Abby's a very good foil to who I am.
And one of the reasons I decided to run with him was because I thought, all right, do I think Nick would be a good president? And the answer is, yeah, he would, because we need a little bit of kindness out there. We don't have enough of it right now.
So the first is outreach. And that's like a whole thing on its own, because like I said, like when was the last time any of us got like an email or a notification from like USG really about like stuff that was happening? It wasn't until I actively went to their website and looked at their legislation that I found out that like they recently opened up their Senate seats to include like Hillel, the Muslim Student Association, and like a few more that like weren't already on there. I feel like if I was a member of one of those communities, I'd want to know that. And the second one, which is like we have like five, like you said, main points we can talk about later, but like they all kind of fall under like intersectionality, which is, and this we're like, haha, I'm a sociology major. So like it's this kind of like thing where it's like everything's connected. No one social issue is a single social issue. So we can't really look at all these things separately. We can't just be like, oh, we want to like help the cultural centers because like we want to just be diverse. You have to ask them about mental health, sustainability. You have to reach beyond just the cultural centers. Like those are just like a few centers for like some groups of people, but there's tons of groups of people. So it's like, I don't know. The whole point is we kind of have a slogan. We have a few. I don't know. We have like put the U back in USG. That one's really corny. We like that one. But another one is like, don't stop asking. And that one I actually like a lot because it's like, there is so much stuff that like I've opened up a document. I've been like, what? And it's like, I want to ask all these questions. I want to like go up to Tomcat and be like, what is, I don't know. And it's like, I feel like a big problem is people just stop asking. They're like, we did it. We have the solution. But it's like, I don't know. Got to keep going.
So one of the things that we wanted to do, it's really simple. We do want to get permission from, I believe it's Student Activities, who they're currently limiting, USG is not allowed to send out like any kind of newsletter. I just simply want to get that rule lifted so that we can send out a weekly or bi-weekly, something like that. Just newsletter of this is legislation that's like maybe going to be passed, this is what we did pass, and this is who voted for or against it. Very clear, so you can say, oh, okay, I do agree with that, and this person voted against it, not voting for them next year. Very simple, but I think it would be very effective, because right now, if you want to find that information, you have to go through like 6 layers of the USG website, and it's unnecessarily complicated.
When you try to keep it under wraps, not really talk about it, and then also just kind of like pass legislation that doesn't get talked about and not even try to address the culture about it, I don't feel like that's a solution. I feel like you have to, first of all, definitely publicize it way more. And you, second of all, pretty much need to make it like every time one of these happens, it should be like, I don't know. It should be like I don't know, 1,000 more people push on like a class for that sort of thing. You know, it's sort of thing where like it shouldn't happen once, but like just the more it happens, the more I feel like, why don't we have a class about this? Why don't we have a mandatory course to try to like show people the consequences of this sort of stuff.
The fact that it's happening on our Senate floor, there was that recently, I don't know if you read the article in Daily Campus, but USG senator who had resigned said that there was an anti-Semitic comment made and it hurt him so much. And then he thought back on his time in USG and realized that that was how women felt a month ago when a sexist comment was made. And that was how disabled people felt the month before that. And that's how Black, there was a comment all the time. And no one ever did anything. And that was what hurt him the most. I think Niko and I are very ready to change that. And if that means we just call it out every single time someone makes a comment, as long as we're in, should we be elected, as long as we're in power, we're totally ready to do that. And hopefully if we change it within USG, that will, spread out into the world, because it absolutely can't be happening at the top if we want to stop it from happening, on the campus as a whole. There was a recent push to defund the UConn Police Department and then redivert that fund into mental health, which Niko and I are totally in favor of. But the problem was that I believe the Senate passed it, and then the administration said no, and then nothing happened. So what Niko and I are ready to do in that situation is go in and say, all right, keep UCPD funded for now, but let's get the money for mental health from somewhere else. And then in a month, we go back to the UCPD issue and then fight that. We're ready to compromise, because when you don't compromise, what happens is nothing. And it's better to get 50% than zero.
The reason I'm still in and the reason you should vote for me is because of the fact that, like, I want to make serious change. This isn't a stepping stone anywhere. Like, I'm just a sociology major. I want to go to, hopefully, let's see, like UC Berkeley or someplace that's a really great sociology department for grad school. I'm just doing this because I think I can make real change. I can do things because I'm willing to make fundamental changes.
I think that Niko and I are really willing to listen. And that's something that we kind of need right now. We've got a lot of shouting in our political climate and not a lot of listening. And I think that some candidates who are very ready to do that are very important.